Sarah, good to see you. Welcome to Pop Alternative.
Hi, thanks so much.
Season two is a really interesting, right? Because season one is equal playing field for everyone involved, right? Like you've never played these characters before. Everyone's like watching and introduced these new characters, and you get back for season two. Maybe you're very comfortable and familiar with your character. Maybe you're still learning. What was that like for you for season two?
Yeah, I think we're always in a state of discovery with our characters. Every season allows us to peek into the window a little bit more. I definitely learned some stuff about Morales that I didn't know from season one, like her relationship with A.G. Mallory. That was a shocker to me when I read the script. I was like, oh, whoa, juicy. Um, And also, what does that mean moving forward if her loyalties were with A.G. Mallory? What does that mean now that A.G. Mallory is out of the picture? Uh, Other little things, like there's these little quirks that we always bring in and keep building off of. Like Patrick is so great at finding all these little details. He'll come in on these like big command center days and he'll walk up to my desk and always try to be moving something on my desk. And Morales is really strict about her workstation. She doesn't like when people mess with it. So I'm always batting his hand away, or Josh will come with a coffee and I'm like, uh-oh, Shane is kind of a messy eater. I don't I don't want to deal with that. Um, so we just keep building on top of each other. And then in this season too, I mean, oh, there goes the light. We whatever. We learn about uh some of the relationships that she has
Yeah,
and that she's building with other people.
absolutely. No, for sure. And it was interesting. You just brought up kind of specifics about specific storylines, specific kind of, moments that kind of happen from a season one to a season two. And, I guess because I'm also a filmmaker, I think about these things when like you get a script, right? And like you see all these kind of elements and things. And then it's like, oh, when we get there and film it, how is this going to translate, right? That script to screen journey. What's that like for you, just in general, season one and season two, that script to screen journey for you with the hunting party specifically, seeing it come to life when you get there?
Well, I think in general, as an actor, it's always been so interesting to me to see how from script to filming it and then seeing it on the screen, how different it
Yeah.
can actually be. Um, it's honestly it's so entertaining for me to see like what made the cut. How did it all get pieced together in the end? I think our directors are fantastic, and uh, there's uh, one director, Glenn. He likes to do a lot of oneers. In last season, he did that, and I was so curious. I'd never filmed doing a oneer before, so I was curious how that was all gonna play out, and it just brought so much life and energy to the command center. Um, so yeah, it's just so fascinating as an actor. You're just one tiny piece of a
Yeah,
massive puzzle.
absolutely. With, the advances of technology and the fact that, TV shows and films are being kind of watched, from a global perspective all around the world and everything. These like last, couple of years specifically, are you thinking about the audience more when you're working on something in regards to like how they're gonna watch your show, when they're gonna watch your show? They're gonna be kind of like on their phone, on the training to work, kind of watching an episode, right? Because the access, it's interesting to think about, right? Like different ways to watch content these days.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think it's an interesting dialogue. I, as an actor, don't really think about that. I just try my best to be present on the day and allow the most interesting thing to happen. And hopefully that would be captivating for the audience to actually watch. But I get it. There's so many ways in which we can consume content. And sometimes we're watching on our phone while we're traveling or we're folding laundry or whatever. Um, but I don't try to think about it too much. I just hope that the story finds the audience that it needs and that they resonate with it in the end. And it seems like people are, which is really nice.
Perfect segue to my next question. It's almost like you knew what I was going to ask. You're a pro. Look at you. um, well, no, like, I mean, I know a lot of these shows, like The Hunting Party, I really know why I enjoy watching them from a viewer perspective, right? Because it's kind of the edge of your seat, the kind of crime component, the mystery component, right? But like, I want to hear from your perspective, right? Someone who's like working on the show and seeing a lot of things that we don't see, like from the behind the scenes. Like, what do you think is so appealing in terms, like, from a show like The Hunting Party, based on your experiences working on a show like this?
Yeah, I think last season we sort of set a precedent of hiring interesting actors for our serial killers, and this season we're really leaning into that. And so I think one thing that's drawing people in is who's going to be our serial killer of the week. I mean, we had Eric McCormick and Niecy Nash, and we have Amanda Gillis or Elizabeth Gillis coming up, and Kelsey Grammer, and we had, all these amazing people. As an audience member, I'm sitting there being like, well, even as an actor, I'm sitting there waiting for the scripts, being like, who's the next one? Who's the next one?
Yeah.
Who's gonna grace our show and bring that special je ne sais quoi to our really wacky serial killers. The other thing that I think maybe is resonating with people, and it's definitely resonating with me this season, is towards the end of last season, we saw that some of these serial killers' MOs were getting really wild. And this season, the writers are having so much fun with that.
Yeah.
They are leaning into the macabre and the camp and this like absurd sort of darkness. And I think, like, for me, that's really entertaining.
Mhm.
I thoroughly enjoy that versus like I'm a big scaredy cat, so if the weirder and the wackier sort of takes me out of it being too realistic
Mhm.
and puts me back in this like entertaining mindset. And maybe there are some people like me who, were a little scared before, but are like, oh, okay, death by banana muffin. Okay. We're okay with that. That's wild, but okay.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's crazy. It's almost crazy though, but like, horror films and everything. Like, I'm a filmmaker. I made a short horror film as
Amazing.
well, and like it's interesting because they're so big right now, horror movies, that I feel like now people that can't do them, like you said, they get scared. I feel like they're so around that sometimes like you end up like what like coming across one, you know what I mean? And
Right.
maybe like
Right,
which I
right, right.
find is really, really interesting. But I'm loving season 2 of The Hunting Party on NBC. It's great. You're so good in this. Your character is amazing. Congratulations. And thank you so much for your time. It was really, really great chatting with you. I really appreciate it.
You as well. Thank you so much.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.